What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday evening to you all. Hope you already are enjoying your weekend. If you want to feel a little bit better about it, I would recommend you watch all the way through this video because I'm going to break down and take a deep dive into the D-Hop acquisition. And my goal, by the time you're done watching this, is you feel a little bit better and a little bit more excited about seeing DeAndre Hopkins in this offense. Because straight up, you got to think about the quarterback that we have, that we're so blessed to have. Adding DeAndre Hopkins is great news for Lamar Jackson, okay? And I'm not just saying this because it adds another just like talented receiver, but I believe that with Hopkins comes so much more than just a guy who's a good pass catcher, okay? You get a veteran presence, not just for this offense, but think about this wide receiver room. Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers, two very, very young guys. You add in a guy who's been in this league for a very long time, can tell them what it looks like to work, can tell them what it looks like to grind, to get better. I love how he's a non-diva. I don't think you can expect a lot of drama out of him, which is kind of different to say about him than the majority of really good wide receivers in this league. He's a red zone target that Lamar Jackson has never had. He's still a contested catch demon at his age. Very, very easily comes down with the football. And all of that to say he was only $5 million, a 1 year, $5 million deal, a very cheap contract at that. And I want to reiterate, okay? I want to get this out here right now before everybody gets upset at me. And everybody says, Joey, this is stupid that you're expecting this much out of DeAndre Hopkins. You're just going to let yourself down. He's washed. He's old. He's all this. I don't care about any of that because I'm not expecting 1,500 yards and 18 touchdowns. I'm not. What I am expecting and what I need him to be is a consistent target for Lamar Jackson. That's what I'm expecting. Not 1,518, just to be a consistent go-to guy for QB1. Before I break it down any further, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Okay, big red button. You're not going to miss it. We've been talking about this all week. It's been a very slow-growing week. That's okay. We're still less than 100 subs away from 30,000 subscribers. We only need 88 more subscribers to get to 30K, our biggest milestone yet right here on the channel. Need every single one of you guys to help me out. If you hit that subscribe button, you get daily videos, breaking news coverage, everything you can want right here. Lock us in right now. Help me get to 30K by hitting that sub button. So let's start this video with looking at some statistics. We're not going to start with DeAndre Hopkins. We're actually going to start with Baltimore. Did you know that Baltimore had 27 drops last year? 27. 8th most in the National Football League. Some came at very inopportune times. I think back to the Raiders game. Both Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers had some pretty big drops. Of course, I think back to the 2-point conversion drop from Mr. Mark Andrews. But regardless of who was doing it, 27 as a team is far too many. And now you're adding in a guy that even though you might think he's washed, has only dropped the ball twice in 2024 with Kansas City and with Tennessee. It's a very, very, very good number. 2 drops. And what I want to look at and talk about a little bit more is that that catch rate over expected was plus 7.2%, which was top 20 in the National Football League. That means he caught 7.2% more of footballs than he was expected to catch based on where they were thrown, what coverage was around him. This dude is still a dog, ladies and gentlemen. And did you know, for all of you in the DeAndre Hopkins is wash crowd, since joining the Chiefs in Week 8, he had recorded a 15.7% target share, which led the Chiefs. And I know they didn't have the best wide receiver core. They didn't have the best pass catchers. But still, going to a team in the middle of the season and from when you were added to the end of it, getting 15.7% of the targets, leading the team, that's nothing to just scoff at. He's not washed. That's what I'm trying to say. He's much more than the Super Bowl. And I know the Super Bowl is a lot of what you and myself as well, that's the last that we've seen of DeAndre Hopkins. And it wasn't necessarily the prettiest, right? He could have done a little bit better. He wasn't great. Dropped to pass. Just kind of struggled. He did catch a touchdown, which is pretty awesome. But still, like all that to say, he didn't have a great showing against Philadelphia. And so now that's everybody's latest taste in their mouth of DeAndre Hopkins is what he was able to do in Super Bowl 59. So everybody's just going to automatically be like, this dude sucks. I don't want him on this team. He's washed. No. He's not. He just had a bad game. Now, it sucked. It was on the biggest stage that even the most casual of casuals were watching. But he's not. I mean, look at the last 4 years. He's just 1 year removed from an 1,000-yard season with Tennessee, the worst offense in football, the worst team in football. They have the #1 draft pick. And he put up 1,000 yards with them. Guys, this dude can still do some damage. I promise you that. I want to know, what is your excitement level for Hopkins in Baltimore? Scale it for me 1 to 100 in the comment section down below. You're about to get hit with a YouTube ad break when that time comes. Don't worry about it. Go down in the comment section, find this pinned comment, and give me your answer. Next up, we're going to look at a little bit of film, okay? If you haven't been convinced enough by the statistics or anything else that we've thrown at you, hopefully what I look at next and what I show you next will convince you. Before that, I can't convince you any easier to go to GameTime than just by saying, you know what? They're the best place to get tickets for the best seats and the lowest prices, all guaranteed. GameTime is the proud ticketing partner of the Ravens Rundown. And what I love about GameTime is they provide the easiest way to get tickets on short notice. GameTime's low prices, I love them so much because you get to spend more money on things like hot dogs, pretzels, beer. And it's also easier to get a larger group together if everyone's wallets don't take a hit getting into the ballpark. GameTime has an awesome feature. It's called Zone Deals. And GameTime Zone Deals allow customers to purchase tickets for a general area of a venue rather than specific seats, offering potential discounts and flexibility for last-minute ticket buyers. With Zone Deals comes the potential for lower prices. Zone Deals can offer discounts compared to the standard ticket listings. Of course, GameTime is known for their last-minute ticket sales, and Zone Deals can be particularly useful for those looking for deals closer to the event date. I just can't tell you how easy it is to use GameTime. It's the only ticketing app that I have in my phone. You just click on whatever team you want to see. Say it's the Baltimore Orioles. Got a big series with the Blue Jays coming up tonight, starting tonight. Speaking of that game, you click into it. You can see the stadium overview. You could pick that GameTime Picks button. It filters out all the fluff, shows you only the best deals. Click into one of those deals. The great part is you get to see exactly what you'll be seeing from the venue before you even buy your ticket. And do not forget to use our code CHATSPORTS when checking out, because with that, you will get $20 off your first purchase. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with GameTime. Download the GameTime app, create an account, redeem code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. The link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. Download GameTime today. What time is it? It's game time. Alrighty, it's time to get our John Gruden hats on. And let's look at some film, baby, okay? If you're not convinced already, hopefully after you see these 7 photos, I can convince you that a guy like DeAndre Hopkins can still do some damage. These are all going to be big contested catch situations for the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's start off with this one. We're going to shuffle through these as they go. Guess what? Safety right on him, crashing, hits him, catch, first down, Kansas City. This next one, middle of the field. Mahomes fits in a tight window between a safety and a linebacker. Guess who comes down with the catch? That's right, DeAndre Hopkins does. This one's a little bit of a 10-yard comeback route. Cornerback does a good job breaking on it, hits DeAndre Hopkins, who jumps in midair to get the ball. Guess what? Still comes down with it. You see a theme here, ladies and gentlemen. Next picture. Shout out to Ryan Mink also. This highlight tape came from him on X. Go ahead and give him a follow. This one's a deep shot. Inside the 10-yard line, caught between a safety and a cornerback. DeAndre Hopkins brings down the catch, goes up and gets it. Speaking of going up and get it, you can see him at the top of your screen on the 40-yard line right now. Every single one of these is blanket coverage. And every single one of these, you know who comes down with it? DeAndre Hopkins. This one I kind of just put in there for fun. This isn't a contested catch, but who doesn't love a good one-hand snag on the sideline every now and then? Of course, D-Hop, we know, loves those as well. This one's in the Super Bowl. Don't care what the score was. This is still a very impressive catch. Has to go up and get this ball. Comes down with it. Of course, is showing off himself as a red zone threat as well. And that's what I love about him, is he gives Lamar something he's never really had. Okay, when you look back on the years at the receivers that this team has trotted out there, with Lamar Jackson at the quarterback position. How often has we said, golly, he just needs some more help around him? Now he's got all the help he could ever want, all the help he could ever need. Because when you look at this offense, with Derrick Henry in the backfield, you're still most likely going to have Mark Andrews. You got Isaiah Likely in there as a tight end 2 spot. And then that wide receiver room filled with Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, and now D-Hop. I'm so excited to see him in this offense. I just can't wait for him to be that contested catch guy, like I said earlier, that Lamar's never had. I can't wait for him to be that red zone threat guy that, again, Lamar Jackson has never had. And the great thing about D-Hop is Lamar's not excited to get D-Hop, the only one at least. D-Hop is excited to get here and be with Lamar. Here's what he had to say in his opening press conference. Lamar is known for running, but watch the film. And I was watching YouTube highlights of this offense, kind of get familiar with it, and he makes some incredible throws and some of the interceptions. As a receiver, you have to take responsibility yourself. Lamar, he knows how to thread the needle. So for me, that was definitely a big part of this decision. And guys, we talked about this the day after he got signed. Lamar is part of the reason that he took less money. $5 million for DeAndre Hopkins? I'm pretty positive he could have got a little bit more money than that anywhere else. But I believe he took less because he wants to play with this offense, he wants to play with this team, and he wants to play for Lamar Jackson. I want to play a little bit of game, okay? We've played this game before. It was about a month ago. So if you didn't watch, stay tuned. This is a fun one. If you did, don't spoil the answers for anybody. I'm going to give you a wide receiver A and a wide receiver B, okay? Wide receiver A. Last year, they had 573 yards and 2 touchdowns. And they, in free agency, signed a 3-year, $36 million deal. That's wide receiver A. Wide receiver B, they cut for 610 yards and 5 touchdowns. And they just signed a 1-year, $5 million deal. Can you guess who's who? I guarantee you can guess who B is because it's DeAndre Hopkins. Wide receiver A, Darius Slayton. 3 years, $36 million when he caught for less yards and he caught 3 less touchdowns. I get it. He was in a worse offense. But also we got to remember DeAndre Hopkins played for the Tennessee Titans for like the first 7 weeks of the season. So if you don't think it's a steal already, if you don't think he's going to do great in this offense, and if you don't think DeAndre Hopkins being on this team is great news for Lamar Jackson, I can't do anything more to convince you, and I'm just going to agree to disagree. Okay? That's what we're doing. Make your prediction in the comment section. How many yards will D-Hop go for in 2025? Let me know right now. Get down there and give me your answer. As always, while you're down there, make sure to subscribe. We are getting so close to 30,000. I want to do it today. I need to do it today. I have to do it today. So if you have not subscribed, join us right now. Hit that sub button.